Hey, what's up guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, we're going down to Antarctica, where yet another location has been found, this time by Kenneth, who shared this with me a couple of days ago, of an area that looks like there's smoke billowing out of a 2-mile long scar that's black in the center, appears to be melting snow on the north side of the burn scar, right in the middle of all this pure white snow, and there's still smoke billowing from the area, or at least at the time of the photo. Incredible find by Kenneth. We're going to come back and take a much closer look at that area here in just a moment. Also in this video, we're going to look at some earthquake activity occurring in the last 24 hours over at the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera. That's something we pay close attention to, and we're going to be checking that out here in just a second as well. Also in this video, I have a brand new picture slideshow, 3 minutes of spectacular sky phenomena photos sent in from all around the world. But first, here at the website, checking out the Schumann resonance, the frequency of planet Earth. Pretty quiet. Everything's in normal parameters, really. Looks to be around the 7.8 hertz area, which is considered normal for planet Earth. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, you can see January 5th, there is some earthquake activity over in the very active northwest quadrant of the supervolcano caldera. You can see the red vertical lines. That indicates an earthquake, and there's been several, especially like here in the west boundary, long duration events lasting in some cases 20 minutes long. Those are earthquake signatures on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even one up here on Mammoth Vault. You can see what looks like a long, that's probably into the hour range. Well, it's off right now, but it was on there earlier. See that long blue horizontal line? That is a steady, small earthquake that was recorded at the seismograph. All of the red lines, once again, indicate earthquake activity at the supervolcano. That's not coming from somewhere else. And there's even activity at the normally very quiet Old Faithful seismograph. Does this mean there's going to be an eruption of the supervolcano? Probably not, but it definitely means there's an uptick in the overall energy at the supervolcano caldera, at least, which is an indication that, hey, you know, maybe it's waking up a little bit. We watch this every single day, and very rarely do we come over here and see local earthquake activity like that on these seismographs, and we do check this out every day. You might see a red spike here and there from time to time. That's a respectable amount of earthquake activity, once again, over in the very busy northwestern quadrant of the supervolcano caldera. Now I want to share with you guys a brand new picture slideshow, new sky phenomena photos sent in from all around the world. Revital T out of Israel. Beautiful sunset from yesterday, looking out over the Mediterranean Sea. Photo here sent in by Lisa Beth out of Wisconsin. This is a side effect of frozen fog, and it creates a beautiful winter wonderland landscape. Get a load of these photos. Absolutely incredible. Coach P out of Grovetown, Georgia. Notice some unusual lights in the sky. Not sure what we've got going on here and don't claim to know. Neither did Coach. They might be Chinese lanterns. Not sure. Lisa out of Minnesota got a big beam stretching up into the sky at sunrise. See this a lot of times during the winter months. Liz Z out of Brazil. Giant bank of orange clouds off in the distance all by themselves. Just absolutely huge. Mark E out of Lancaster, California, noticed a tubular cloud up in the sky, orange at that. Kind of looked like a submarine or a blimp up in the sky all by itself. His wife noticed these as she was driving down the highway. Similar clouds, only white. And then lo and behold, later overflew the Goodyear blimp. Same location. Greece sunset by Mary Hall, who noticed this on a sky cam. Spectacular purple sky coming out of Greece. Megan C out of Oklahoma went from purple to gold. Strange cloud here by Michael W. Not sure of the location, but check this out. You can totally tell something fell through the sky here. I don't know if it was necessarily this cloud. Neither did Michael. He just happened to notice this. And if you see a hole punch cloud, normally they're round, sometimes rectangular. They're a unique shape, not necessarily a long linear one like this here. And I don't know if it was caused by that cloud, if something else fell through the clouds. But he happened to notice it and noticed how out of place it looked, and it certainly does. Great observation by Michael W. Double, big moon halo in the sky. This is from the recent full moon. Even got some colorful clouds up there in the proximity of the moon. Misty M, not sure of the location, but I can see some lenticular clouds stacked up back there in the back. And then we've got this beautiful reddish-orange sky with some gold interwoven in there. Same kind of sky here out of Texas, noticed by Natalie B. Might have been on the same day. Springville, Utah, Nathan and Christy. More tubular clouds up in the sky. This here's one of those spectacular split sky phenomena. And then they noticed this oval in the sky that just kind of appeared out of nowhere. Nancy out of Phoenix, Arizona. Big halo around the sun. Sundogs on the right and left. Rennie B out of Miami, Florida. Big double-decker rainbow reaching down, touching the billboards right there in front of them. That almost might be a triple. Ricard, I think this is a spectacular sunset out of Canada. Then we go to Croatia. Sam took this photo, who's from the UK, of a beautiful sunset in Croatia. Madill, Oklahoma. This photo's from back in the summer months. There was a tornado that went through. And after the tornado, there was a rainbow, went across the highway, and you can still see the tornado up in the sky. Sally S., who's an over-the-road truck driver, sends me some beautiful photos from across the country here. Golden sunsets, rainbows. Got something going on here in the sky. More gold and orange. And then we've got this purple, beautiful white and purple sunset as the sun is dipping down below the horizon. Great job, guys. Keep the photos coming. Where we're going now is down to Antarctica, and you can see what looks like a black scar in the middle of the pure white snow. Just looks out of place. Coming out of the black scar, which is nearly 2 miles long, you can see what looks like smoke. This whole area here looks out of place. You've got a black, what looks like a scar. We're going to go in and take a closer look at this scar. You can see where there's what looks like gouging down in here. This looks like smoke. If you analyze this, take all things into consideration, you don't see any blue on this side. It's pure white. Over here you've got blue, which indicates melting. That tells us there's a heat source somewhere in this black scar. The heat source is primarily where the black is the thickest, and the smoke is the thickest, and it seems to be pushing not only the smoke, but the heat in this direction, and the heat is melting some of the surface snow and ice, turning it blue. I'm going to show you a video slideshow I put together of this particular location. There does appear to be something that has disturbed the snow, created a gouge in the snow, exposing the soil. Everything else is covered. You can see bare soil. Very unique observation by Kenneth, who shared this with me just a couple of days ago. And this burn scar, is what I'm calling it, is nearly 2 miles long from right in here all the way down to here. You're going to look at it in different formats, and you can clearly see this looks like smoke coming out of this area, that apparently this photo was taken right after whatever this was made impact with the snow and ice of Antarctica. You don't really see an object down here. It's kind of difficult to tell, but you can see some debris where the soil underneath the snow and ice has been disturbed. So that tells you that whatever made contact with this area made contact pretty hard. Because look over here. See how the soil's disturbed? Over here, the soil's disturbed. That didn't just happen by chance. Something made impact with Antarctica right there. And it just so happened when this photo was being taken, or just prior to this photo being taken. You're looking at it in just multiple different formats. I was just trying to pull forward any unique features that I could. I was actually looking for debris, a possible craft, maybe a meteor or a meteorite. And what I ran across kind of leans towards a meteorite. See the debris down here? Obviously, that's soil that's been turned up from underneath a thick layer of snow and ice. That's raw soil. How did that do that? Something impacted the ground there. You can see right here a gouge. You can see a gouge here. There's fresh soil there in the middle of all this undisturbed snow and ice. You can see what looks like smoke billowing up out of this area. This area here remained jet black. I couldn't get it to change anything other than jet black. You can see how it starts back here. The melting over on the far side, that's blue. The blue indicates melting It's not melting over here on the closer side. The far side there, it's got some light blue, which indicates a melting of the snow and ice. Just on the one side, the same direction that the smoke appears to be blowing. So that tells us there was wind blowing in that direction at that time. That wind was not only blowing the smoke, but it was pushing heat in that direction. That's why the ice and snow is melted just a little bit on the top, not completely through, but enough to change the color. There's no melting on this side. You can see pillars of smoke coming out of that black burn scar. Just incredible. And more than likely, that was a meteor, very large meteor, meteorite, maybe a small asteroid, because you can see debris down here at the end that doesn't look like any type of metal or metal alloy. It looks like just rock and soil, like a rock impacted down here at a very high rate of speed, leaving a scar just under 2 miles long. It goes about 1.9 miles. I'll measure it here in a minute and show you. There's a good view of it there. You can see the very dark scar, smoke going that direction, which tells us the heat's going that direction too, melting the surface of the ice and snow on the opposite side. Very dark center, gets wider down here, soil disturbed there. It looks like a classic meteor impacted the snow and ice in Antarctica. It really does. And over here I zoom in to show some debris that came out of the impact crater, more or less. Here, and here. A little bit up here on that side where most of the heat was being pushed. A very unique observation, but for some reason it says park right there, and that's out in the middle of Antarctica. Definitely not a park. You can see some gouging here of the soil. The soil underneath the snow and ice was disturbed. That implies that something could have impacted that area of Antarctica, and shortly thereafter, a photo was taken of this region showing the smoke and the melting ice and the black burn scar right there in the middle of Antarctica. We're going to measure this real quick in miles, and you can see we go back to right about here where it starts, showing 1.96 miles. Let's say 2 miles, just to round it off, pretty close to 2 miles long. Something came in here, impacted the snow and ice, and incredibly, you can see smoke coming out of the burn scar. Apparently, right after it happened, this photo was taken. Great find by Kenneth. Thanks for sharing, Kenneth. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. All of the photos end up here at the Sky Phenomena Photo Gallery at the website, and sometimes I'll use them in a picture slideshow, just like you saw right here. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.